Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Winter is Taking Forever. It's our weekly Game of Thrones recap show, and boy howdy is Winter taking forever. So yeah, this week's episode starts off with Arya, who's been stabbed in the gut, but is strangely not like super injured. She's just like, oh, bummer. It's like a sunburn. So Arya stumbles her way in there.
Yes.
And Lady Crane takes her back home to like nurse her back into health. They give her some liquid heroin and she's fine. The most incredible scene. We have four bandits.
Yeah.
There's like the two young guys and the two old bandits, and the two young guys are like, man, I'm never gonna get to kiss a girl. And the old guy's like, well, now you're in luck because I'm gonna teach you how to kiss a girl. And they're like earnestly doing this. You gotta put your hand right here and then your other hand here, and you gotta look him in the eyes. And then he's like, but I'm gonna put my finger in your butthole. Oh, it's a joke.
Now it's weird.
They're all just delighted by it. It was just, the guy was like bummed. Like the young guy was bummed because he legit thought he was gonna learn how to like kiss a girl. He feels cheated because he didn't get that life experience. Well, he got a different one than what he was anticipating.
Right.
But then the Hound shows up in the most amazing sequence.
Yeah.
Because he comes cruising in the background like the shark from Jaws. You can't really see him. Maybe they're like, well, maybe he's got an axe. Maybe he's gonna like chop some wood and add it to our campfire. No.
And then later in the episode, the Hound finds the Brotherhood without banners.
And they're like, well, no, you can't murder these guys. We're gonna murder them. And he's like, well, let me murder some of them. And they're like, okay, we'll let you murder two of them. He's like, fine. Like the Hound is twice his dude's size. No way his boots are gonna fit.
The Hound has Shaq feet.
He does.
There's no universe where he just puts on other people's shoes at all. There is only a universe where he like has somebody like Qyburn custom build a shoe in like a weird laboratory.
So this week in seeing the Hound's dick.
Yep. Yeah,
there was.
So also in this episode, trial by combat gets outlawed.
Leading up to that, when trial by combat gets banned, it's when the Faith Militant, led by Lancel, goes into the Red Keep to take Cersei to the Sept. And she's like, nope, zombie, get in here. So the Mountain comes up, and then one of the goofballs who apparently doesn't watch the show comes up and tries to hit the Mountain. So the Mountain, of course, rips his head off, which is like, this is like the third or fourth time.
One of these.
Yeah, just like he's opening a jar. And in the Mountain's defense, that guy starts it. So we get a weird kind of goofball scene between Podrick and Bronn. This episode is just purely defines Bronn as the wacky neighbor.
Yeah, Bronn is Kramer, and it's great every time.
Yeah, he Kramers his way on screen. He just comes in, oh, I'm choking you, Podrick, wasn't that funny? But Bronn was like trying to ship Jaime and Brienne. He's like, yeah, don't you think they should get together? And Pod's like, well, I don't know about that. Bronn's like, yeah, they should totally get together. Anyways, I'm gonna teach you how to be a killer. After that, we have the scene between Brienne and Jaime in the tent, which is the first time those two characters have seen each other, I think in 2 seasons? It's been a minute. He lets Brienne go in there to try to negotiate with the Blackfish. Blackfish doesn't agree because he's a stubborn old fart. So he gets Edmure to go in.
Yeah, it's another thing where we've been setting up a siege for 4 episodes, and then he could have just walked in, it turns out.
Yeah.
Like it's very Monty Python. Like, oh, we could have just built a wooden rabbit.
Brienne and Pod get away. Like, and then Jaime sees him, like, and they wave at each other.
Also,
like, it's the weirdest scene.
My favorite getaway vehicle ever is a very slow rowboat.
Incredibly slow rowboat. Just slowly trickling away from the castle.
She's not even rowing. We now return with the segment we've had every week, I think. This week in Time-Wasting Pyramid. In the fine city of Meereen that no one cares about, we've had Tyrion and the slaves hanging out, and they're like, oh, what do we do? And then a fleet of wooden ships shows up. And then a dragon drops Daenerys off, and then the dragon leaves?
Yeah,
just
he
runs
just
on.
Pieces out. He's like, well, I was gonna drop you off at the door. I'm gonna go find a space.
And also, it's one of those, it's like the end of Force Awakens. Like, Daenerys walks in, and because this is a dramatic show, we have to have 17 shots of everyone staring at each other.
Yeah.
To emphasize that, like, something dramatic just happened.
Not a single, oh my God, where have you been? Like, we have so much to catch you up on. By the way, all of these ships outside, could you maybe blow your dragon whistle and get that guy back here?
Also, every time I'm in Meereen, I feel like all of them are waiting for the cable guy to come.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the window is 8 to 6 and I'll be there. And it's like, well, I guess I'll just
What are we gonna do till then?
have some beers or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
This sucks.
Well, I can't leave. So we get back to Arya, who's convalescing, just remarkable. Wolverine she's recovering at that rate. The Waif, of course, comes for her, and rather than assassinate Lady Crane candidly and then, take her face like I thought is what they did.
Or like, Maybe if you're a stealthy assassin, like hide the body or something.
Yeah.
I don't need to see a gruesome disemboweling every week.
Right. She noisily murders Lady Crane on a stool, specifically to wake Arya up so that she can then T-1000 chase her through the streets.
Like she's just falling through all of the fruit in whatever city it is.
It's in the city of Bravos, the city of the giant stone grundle that you have to sail beneath. Did they like sculpt everything under there? Like if you were cruising into port in Bravos and looked up, you'd just be like, oh! So yeah, she finally corners Arya where she is able to retake Needle, and then she cuts the candle and plunges him into darkness, which is apparently where she has an advantage, even though
Yes.
we would assume one of two things. One, Arya was still losing when she was blind. And then two, we would assume that the Waif had the same training. Wouldn't we assume that she had the same blind?
We don't know.
Who knows?
It's not an accredited school.
knows?
It's the Trump University of becoming an assassin.
I have a feeling Jack and Hagar really doesn't know. I don't think he got his degree in education. Like, I don't think he really knows how to run a business. A man sees a blood trail. But Arya masterfully skins the Waif's face. She gets the eyelids and everything, and just like placid. Yeah. How do we know that's where he wanted to put it? Like maybe he has it alphabetized. So Arya comes like, oh, I'm Arya Stark of Winterfell, and Jack is like, okay, fine. A man thinks it's fine. A man's gonna have to find some new employees because
very alone in there.
He lost both of them in one morning.
So it's time to predict what will happen on next week's episode that we know is the second to last episode of the season, so it's gonna have an amazing battle. I think Daenerys is gonna defeat the wooden ships attacking Waste of Time Pyramid City, and then she's gonna have her moment like, it's time to leave Waste of Time Pyramid City, and then for 5 more episodes we'll talk about how to leave Waste of Time Pyramid City.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see with that battle, the Bastard Bull, Jon Snow versus Ramsay.
Bastard Bull!
I think we're gonna see the Starks kind of starting to lose, and then it's gonna be one army or 2 armies that's gonna come in just in the nick of time to help them. It's either gonna, Littlefinger could show up, or it could be either the Tullys led by Edmure or Jaime's army.
Yeah, the literal cavalry.
I'm not sure Ramsay's gonna get taken out yet. He might lose, but maybe he'll like do the bad guy thing. We'll be like, haha, and like helicopter away to like.
No, rowboat getaway.
He'll do this rowboat getaway.
Just very slowly. And we're like, if they're only away, we can catch him.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. Please go down below and like and subscribe. And in the comments, let us know what show you'd like us to start recapping once Game of Thrones is over, because we gotta do something with this time.
Your options are Meet the Press or Face the Nation. They're both Sunday news shows.
Tough choice.